Hey, what's going on, folks? My name is Lamar Tyler. I'm the creator and founder of Traffic, Sales, and Profit, helping entrepreneurs do three things: drive more traffic, convert more sales, and grow the amount of profit in your business. We're back this week with another Lunch and Learn. We do these every Tuesday at noon Eastern time. We bring you some of our communities, right? And we got the best in our community. So not only our community, but some of the best African-American entrepreneurs to the forefront to talk about their subject matter expertise. So I'm glad that you guys are here today. I'm glad that you took the time to join us. And what we always say is we want to actually kick off and start the day off by having you tell us who's in the room. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to drop your name, drop where you're from, and your business into the actual chat. So three things: your name, where you're from, and your business to the chat. And it's going to be amazing. Today we are going to talk about traffic, or a form of traffic, or traffic strategy. Let me break it down like that. Because last week what happened is here in TSP, we had a 7-day more sales challenge. If you missed it, I'm sorry. All the videos have been taken down. All the resources have been removed. But about, actually, I guess 2 weeks ago now. 2 weeks ago, we had the 7-day more sales challenge. And during the challenge, during some of the Q&A sessions that we held afterwards, and we actually were breaking down people's websites. We were breaking down e-commerce stores. We looked at what curly, coily tresses is one of them we looked at. There's a few other amazing sites, amazing businesses we looked at. But as we were kind of breaking down and looking at them, what a lot of people thought were actually sales problems were not. They were actually traffic problems. I'll repeat that. What a lot of people thought were sales problems were not sales problems. They were traffic problems. Everything converted fine on the actual website. They just didn't get enough traffic to the website itself, right? Is that you? If that's you, chop a yes or a me down in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. So today we want to have a conversation that talks about a form of traffic, right? A way you can actually address some of the traffic issues you may be facing. A platform that has been blowing up and continues to blow up. A platform that gives you guys a lot of leverage, depending on who you are and what you're selling. And we wanted to have one of the top experts in TSP, and not just in TSP, but online, period, come in and actually have this conversation with you guys today to make sure we're clear. And I see you guys jumping into the chat. Thank you again. If you're just joining, drop your name, first name, where you're from, your actual business into the chat as well. We want to get all of that. So what's going on, Bobby? Thanks for joining. Bobby was in the 7-day more sales challenge. What's going on, Marcus in Charleston? What's happening? Angela, TSP Mastermind fam in Atlanta. Shout out to Bam Blue. I like saying that now, Angela. It took me a minute to get off the new brand. I like the new brand though, Bam Blue. Let me see who else we got. I see a bunch of names coming in. Teray Ward. What's going on, Teray? Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. So everybody else keep dropping those in. I'm coming back to in a second, but I want to make sure we have time for our featured guest today. So I want to, without further ado, introduce you guys to today's Lunch and Learn expert. Today we'll be joined by Stephanie Williams Johnson. Stephanie is a vegan social media influencer, born and raised in sunny California. She's a proud vegan foodie of 8 years and runs a healthy vegan lifestyle blog called Vegan What. Her mission is to simplify veganism for the everyday person so that they can live longer and be there for their families. She actively pursues this goal through her social media platforms, ebooks, apparel, courses, and meal plan services. Hey, y'all, in the chat, do me a favor. Please show some love to Miss Stephanie Williams Johnson. What's going on, Stephanie?
Hey. Hey, everyone. Thanks, Lamar, for having me.
Oh, no problem. My pleasure. How you been doing? You doing good?
Doing good.
All right.
It's still warm in California.
Hey, it's still warm in Atlanta, too. Y'all can't be talking that. Y'all like to talk that talk in Cali. You can't talk that talk yet. I mean, we doing 90 degrees here every day. You know what I'm saying? We going somebody. Stephanie's part of our TSP Mastermind fam, and we got a private meeting coming to Atlanta next week. And somebody last week, Stephanie asked me like what's the weather gonna be like? How should I dress? I said dress like it's gonna be hot because we still hot in hot Atlanta. It's 90 plus degrees. I said I don't know where you coming from or where we from. AC is still pumping. So now I know a month from now, Stephanie gonna be in my inbox like, is it still? It's gonna be like
right. I can't trust y'all weather.
So Stephanie, today we're here to talk about how you grew 2 Instagram pages to 100,000 followers each. And the reason we wanted to have this conversation, I think, is important because the 2 in there is vital, because the 2 means that it wasn't by chance or luck the first time. It wasn't by happenstance, but you can apply specific strategies, specific formulas to reach success. And we know that because you've actually duplicated that more than one time. So if you could tell us about the 2 Instagram pages that you grew, just some background, and then kind of like what the numbers look like on each one of them.
Okay, so my main platform is Vegan What, and that's my main brand. I grew it. That one took like years. I think I'm in my like 4th year of Vegan What, and it just grew like very slowly, very naturally. I like, you know, garnered an audience, just being real and showing like what I was eating every day. And then with my second Instagram platform, it's called Yum Vegan Treats. And what I do with this page, I just feature other people's delicious vegan desserts and recipes and stuff. So it's not really my content. I'm featuring other people's content, making sure to give them credit and stuff. And what I realized with Vegan What, it requires a lot more work because it's my content and I'm having to come up with all the recipe ideas and stuff. And that right now is at 187,000. And then with my second page, Yum Vegan Treats, I just hit 145,000. And that one took a lot less time and a lot less work. And it grew a lot faster. And all I was having to do is feature other people's content. So it didn't take as much time and it didn't require as much work. But yeah, I didn't utilize my Vegan What page to grow my second page. I kind of wanted to because I knew it would grow faster. But like you said, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't just like a fluke with growing this page, my main page, to where it was. I wanted to see if I could grow this second page on its own. And without using Vegan What, without using like a bigger page to help it grow, I just grew it from scratch. And it's like almost, it's about like half of where my main page is now. So I feel like I'm pretty close to like surpassing my main page.
And again, for the new page, how long has it been?
Well, to get to 100K, it was like, it was like 10 months because it took 9 months to get to 90K. And then I got it to 100K in 10 months.
Okay. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if that worked for y'all. Let me know if you or getting another 100,000 Instagram followers in the next 10 months. So that you type yes down to the chat right now. And y'all, let me know already right in the chat. Are y'all enjoying this so far? If you're enjoying this, right? These numbers are impressive, right? So I need y'all. So I don't have all capacity to do everything I want to do right now. So I need somebody, Angela, somebody out there. I need you to drop the eyeball emoji. If y'all see what Stephanie's saying right here, this is a conversation for y'all. So I know somebody's watching Stephanie and they're saying, all right, well, you know, I'm a business owner, right? And I thought Instagram was just for fun or just for me posting what I'm wearing today, or I'm at a concert and I want to, you know, show what's happening at the concert. Like as a business owner, why should they be, or what's the benefit of being on Instagram?
Well, and I hear this a lot because a lot of people are like, well, Instagram is just another platform. Before you know it, another platform is going to come over and take over and Instagram won't be here anymore. Which could definitely happen, but I think people forget that Instagram is still growing. Like even with these other platforms coming in, it's still a huge platform. I think just last year, they said that there's over 1 billion monthly active users on Instagram. Now, like I need you guys to realize that 1 billion active monthly users on Instagram. So there's like plenty of money for everybody. You can definitely grow your audience on there. There's definitely a space for everyone. And I feel like even with like, if you're just doing it for fun, turn it into a business. There's people who do outfits of the day and they were just doing it for fun. Now they're doing that and they have like a fashion line coming out. Or you're just showing like, hey, this is me going on vacation. Like this is something that I love to do. I love to travel. But now they're turning that into business and they're helping other people travel. Like anything that you do on Instagram for fun, you can turn that into a business.
Now, I love it. Now, you said 1 billion? Was that?
Yes,
was that
1 billion active monthly users.
All right, I was taking notes. I just want to make sure that's a big number. I want to make sure. I was like, let's run.
Billion with a B.
Right? Did y'all catch that down in the chat? Right? And like Andrea, what's going on, Andrea? Hans Evans Esquire sold us, right, and is owned by Facebook.
Yes,
which
exactly.
is another bonus, right? So as we talk about this, I already know that somebody's watching and they say, oh my goodness, this sounds amazing. You know, you grew to over 100,000 followers in just 10 months with the new page. You got like what, like almost 200,000 with the first page. You got these two pages that are massive and it's great for you, but I don't have 100,000. I don't even have 10,000 people, right? I'm just getting started. Like, what would you say to somebody like to just getting started if they have like little or no followers right now?
I would definitely recommend like strategizing on what you want your page to be. Like, what do you want to offer to people? Now, if you're like a business and you do, let's say you have car tires or something, and you want to like offer, like you sell tires. So you need to make sure that like, hey, if this is what I want to offer to people, then I need to make sure that I'm displaying my tires. I'm showing like how my tires are better than somebody else's tires, like how like discounts that I have, any sales that we have going on. You just want to make sure that you're like, you have your strategy. What do I want to offer people? And then you want to make sure that you're going in to Instagram with a plan. So you want to make sure that you're having like consistent content. Now you don't have to post every single day, even though I recommend it, especially if you're starting off small, because you want to get your audience used to seeing content from you. You want to make sure that you're on the platform a lot. Like you don't want to post like 2 times a week and then don't post the next week and then come back and try to post 3 times a week. Like it's too up and down, and Instagram is really heavy on consistency, and they're really heavy on keeping their audience on Instagram. So the longer that you can keep their audience on the Instagram, the better it will be for you, because you'll start to show up in the explore page. Your audience will get used to seeing you. They'll come back. They'll start liking your content. They'll start commenting. It's all about like making sure that you have a plan, that you're consistent. Like consistency is key. You have to be providing value to people. You have to be providing content to keep them coming back. You can't be up and down, or people are just going to be like, oh, they don't post that often. I'll find somebody else who posts every day.
All right, that's good. So everyone that was part of our 7-Day More Sales Challenge a few weeks ago, that word she just used, y'all should recognize that word, right? Consistency. We talked about consistency, which is sales. We talked about social media. We were talking about how to grow organically. We talked about the importance of consistency. So again, Stephanie telling you the same thing, right? You have to be consistent. Well, whatever strategy you pick, if you say, I'm gonna do it, the only way you can grow to 10,000 to 100,000 and beyond is to be consistent and show up, day in, day out, or whatever that schedule is gonna be, multiple times a day, or whatever it's gonna be, so that people can trust, right? That they can follow you. I think people want to find new content. I get excited when I find somebody new. And let me know if I'm wrong. I get excited when I find somebody new that I really enjoy their content. Because I'm like, I'm liking it, I'm going all through it, and I'm like, more and more. And actually I was just like a podcast last week. Listen to it forever. So I started listening to it. I got excited. I got pumped up about it. And then I went back and listened to all this old stuff. But it ain't been no new stuff. Like since I started following, I'm just like, give me more. Like I want more. So can we just, before we go to the next thing, can we just talk about again, like that consistency piece? Because I would think that's probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest thing that's allowed you to grow these pages.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially with my my main page, because that did take longer, because I was having to provide the content and coming up with new ideas and stuff. But the reason why I was growing, because people had something to look forward to from me every single day. Now, once you get bigger, you can pull back a little bit, but I would even say now, because Instagram is so competitive and there's so many users on Instagram, you need to be consistent. Like even me, I have to like check myself and be like, I need to be posting at least once a day. Because like you said, like when I find someone that I'm excited about and I love their content, I'll go to their page and be like, oh, looks amazing. And I'll scroll through. But then like if you go to their page and you look at their posts and it's awesome and you go through their old stuff, but then you see that their most recent post is like 5 months ago, you're like, well, what happened? Like they're not posting any content. Where did they go? Are they ever coming back? And then you just kind of like go to somebody else, you forget about them. Because if they're not posting, if their like last post is like a few weeks ago or a month ago, that right there tells you, okay, this person's not consistent. Either something happened, they disappeared, but like I can't be sure enough to know that I'm going to get more content from them. So I need to find somebody else.
All right, I love it. So so we talked about consistency, right? We talked about being able to grow this thing. We talked about being able to actually scale it. Here's a good question, right? Before we kind of dive into more stuff, Andrea Evans has asked, what percentage of those followers can somebody expect to convert into customers? And I know that kind of depends, but like, is it even possible for somebody to convert those folks into customers?
Yeah, you definitely can. It really is hard to tell. Like, it just depends on your audience, because you can have like a really large page and people are just coming there for like free content. And it might be hard, like, unless you train your audience to know like, hey, like, I'm going to give you free content, but I also have paid content that I need you to pay for as well. So you have to train your audience, because a lot of people will come to a page and all they're expecting is free content, because all that person is only displaying a bunch of free content and not coming up with any offers. I know I struggled with that in the beginning. I had like no paid content, so my audience was trained to believe that like all they were going to get from me was free content. And then when you're like, hey, I have this paid offer, they're like, wait a minute, I'm so used to the free. So you really need to like train your audience. Like even like some of the pages with smaller audiences, like let's say 5,000 or 10,000, if you like train your audience to know that like I have some free content for you, but I also have this paid content, and I'm going to be pushing that consistently, my paid content, then you could like be making like hundreds of thousands of dollars or even millions with a small audience. You just need to train your audience to know that if you're going to come to me, you're going to get some paid offers as well as my free content. So it all depends.
Oh, so that was good. So hopefully you guys are getting that. Hey, if you're just joining us again, my name is Lamar Tyler, creator and founder of Traffic, Sales, and Profit. We're here today with our weekly lunch and learn, and we're joined by Stephanie, Williams Johnson. She is the founder of Vegan What, but they're actually telling us how she's actually grown now more than two different pages with over 100,000 followers each. It has some additional properties out there too with followings that a lot of you would love to have. So maybe we'll talk about that later. We're not going to talk about that right now. Maybe we'll talk about that later. But Stephanie, and we got questions in a minute, guys. So we got Q&A coming. If you have questions, do me a favor, write them down, get prepared. We're going to come to you in a minute. So make sure you have those questions ready for Stephanie. So let's talk about influencers for a second. Because not only do you run a successful site and you have businesses around it and you've been able to monetize, around your actual businesses. I'm not sure we mentioned, right, around Vegan What and around what you do, they have the dope meal planner. Did we talk about dope meal planner yet?
No, I don't think we talked about dope meal planner.
All right, well, real quick. All right, so I'm gonna give you a multi-part question. If you can remember it off, not, I'll break it down again. But for one, tell them how you have dope meal planner, which is basically an extension of Vegan What. And besides dope meal planner, can we talk about the fact that you yourself are an influencer, which is another way you're able to monetize that page? And then like how can people maybe use influencers, or how can they choose an influencer if they want to use, like, what is an influencer thing, and how can they tap into that to actually grow their business beyond what they may be doing now?
Right. So Dope Meal Planner is our online plant-based subscription service. So we provide weekly vegan recipes and meal plans, and we provide grocery lists. So we just make your meal planning experience super simple and allow you to incorporate more plant-based meals into your everyday life. And I created Dope Meal Planner because my Vegan What page is like all encompassing of veganism. So we talk about healthy veganism as well as junk food veganism. But I wanted to make sure that people were getting the healthy aspect and honing in on that, because I know that we can get caught up with the junk food and gain weight. And the whole purpose of going to veganism or plant-based eating is to be healthier. So I wanted to make sure people were focusing on that. So we created the Dope Meal Planner to be the healthy aspect of veganism and show people how to feel better and lose weight and eat better on a plant-based diet. And so we created that platform. And as far as me being an influencer, when I started growing my page, I knew that I had to have, so I created ebooks, and then I created the Dope Meal Planner. But I also started being reached out to by brands. So I became an influencer and started working with brands and coming up with content for them. And just really strategizing how I wanted to be paid and be in this space to not only have my business, but to also work with other brands. And then for the Dope Meal Planner, we also have influencers. We work with, we do affiliate marketing with our influencers. So we have an affiliate program, and we give them a percentage of any of the people they get to sign up for the Dope Meal Planner using a special code. And they also provide recipes for a Dope Meal Planner. So it's just it's really awesome. And I know with influencer marketing, you could be an influencer yourself, or you could work with influencers. I think influencers are a great way to spread the word to their audience about your product or program that you have. It allows you to reach more people, because you can do all the marketing yourself if you want to, but it's a lot easier if you have a team or some other people helping spread that word for you.
I like that. And I think what I like about influencers as well, right? Because I know, kind of going back to previously, I know people say, well, it's great, but my business isn't big enough, or, my team isn't big enough, or all this kind of stuff. But no matter what level you're at, there's an influencer for your size, right? It's like you got the big dogs that are raking in millions a month. Then you got somebody else who's like, man, just send me a t-shirt. I'll wear this t-shirt every day for like a week, and I'm gonna tag you in it, right? So no matter what, there's somebody out there that likes what you like, that's into what you're into, right? There'll be a great representative for your brand. And better than that, again, talking about how do we tie this stuff into traffic, they've already cultivated the audience that you want. The demographic, the psychograph, like the people that you want to get your product or offer in front of, they've already built that audience. So how can we use them to actually leverage traffic and get traffic from them through actual influencer marketing? So I love that. And the people that found them actually know, like, and trust them already as well. So It's a lot better for them to get that cosign from them into your product or service than it would be for them just stumbling across it online, or maybe in a Facebook ad or something like that. So I love it. All right. So last question I got before we go to Q&A. And guys, get your questions ready. We're going to Q&A in a second. And then we got a big kind of announcement thing we're giving y'all for free if you like free stuff. Tell me about utilizing the swipe file. That was something we talked about before the interview, and something you brought up, and I wanted you to kind of share that. Like, what is a swipe file for people that don't know, and then how can they utilize that to help them grow?
So a swipe file is just essentially like your best content that you have set aside. And what I use for my swipe file is I'll go through, if you don't have a business page on Instagram, please get one. Make sure you have that, because you can check your insights and you can check like your audience. So you need to utilize those business tools. So make sure you have a business page on Instagram. But what you can do on your insights is check like what post did the best. So you go through, it'll show you like the last 6 months or a year, even 3 months, I think. And it'll show you like some of your best posts and like the audience reach it had, how many likes it got. So what you do is when you run out of content is you take like those best posts and you just repost them. And I know people get like weirded out by that because they're like, oh, people are going to see the same content over and over again. Well, if you're being consistent, you're adding in new value, right? So you're adding in posts like at least like once a day. So between like a week or 2 weeks or 3 months, sometimes like nobody's going to remember that post, and you're constantly getting new followers coming into your page. So they're not going to like the majority of the time, they're not going to scroll back all the way down to see that post. So it's going to be new content for them. So, and since it did well in the past, it's more than likely going to do well in the future. So you want to make sure that you're like having like your swipe file, having your best content, and reposting that, repurposing it. And then you can like change up the caption if you need to make it more current. But you definitely want to be utilizing it, because if it did well before, it's going to do well in the future. So I love swipe files.
All right. So guys, real quick, right? So I want you to start dropping your questions into the Q&A. We got Stephanie for a few more minutes. We're going to do rapid fire and try to get to as many questions as we can. While we're waiting on that, Stephanie, you got something that you wanted to actually offer and kind of bring to the audience. So I want to give you a second to talk about that before we go to Q&A. You guys are going to love this, so make sure you're paying attention.
Yes, I have a free IG posting strategy checklist. And the reason why I created this, because I know a lot of people have a hard time coming up with new content and being fresh and coming up with new ideas. It's really hard to be consistent with new content. So I'm just giving you this free checklist that you can go over and making sure that you're checking off these things to make sure that you're giving yourself new content ideas, new ways to repurpose your content. And it's just a great tool to have, especially if you have like brain fog and you can't come up with something new for next week. It'll give you, just use this checklist and it'll give you the steps that you need to have content ready every week.
All right, y'all, there you go. So that was amazing. You want to get the checklist? We are dropping the link down to the chat right now, so we'll pin it as well so you guys can get it. Hey, make sure you go and get it now. Like, don't say I'm gonna get it later, I'm gonna get it tomorrow. Like, pull up the window and try to go back to it. Just click the link, go get it now, get a hold of it. Because I want to make sure you don't miss it. You don't miss the opportunity to get a hold of that. That's going to be the first step into finally beginning to grow your actual Instagram page, so that you can get more leads, more followers. You can figure out how to post. In the checklist, I've seen it. It's amazing. It'll go step by step to make sure you got what you actually need done and you haven't missed anything. All right, so we're going to go to questions and Q&A. rapid fire real quick. I want to know what questions you got. There we go. Sugar said, I need that. OMG, I need that. Check it. That's Sugar said. What's up, Sugar? Hey, Rosalind. Hey, Nisha. Mastermind fam showing up. I had a question from Andre. Andre asked a great question earlier. And I did see it, Andre. I wanted to come back to it. Because once people saw your page, they've been going crazy down in the comments. I forgot to tell y'all. Stephanie, I don't know if she has like a food photography studio at the crib. I don't know what, but she got some of the best pictures you'll find on Instagram of food that you'll ever see in your life once you go there, right? Even if you're not vegan, you're gonna be blown away. So everybody is oohing and on over the actual food pics, right, on the Vegan One Instagram page. So Andrea, I want to know, are you a chef?
No, I'm not. And I'm not a photographer, and I don't have a studio. I use like a little corner next to my window, and that's how I take my pictures. But I did like a lot of practicing and learning to use my camera. I still don't know anything about photography, so don't ask me. But yeah, it's just a lot of practice.
All right. See, I had to get that one in, guys. I knew y'all wanted to know. So we had to get it in. I love it. Sugar said, this is gold. LaShawn said, thanks, Stephanie. Let me see. People are eating that checklist up. Let me see. We had another question. You guys drop your questions down to the chat. We got a few more minutes. Let me see. It was one I wanted to miss. Okay, Bobby. What's up, Bobby? Bobby said, what would you consider the best time of day to post? And does the time of day to post make a difference?
Yeah, I know that's like a tough one for people. I mean, it's hard. You have to do testing. You really do. Instagram, like the business profile, it'll give you insights to when your audience is on and when they're most likely to engage. But I've tried that in the past and it didn't work for me. So you really need to test. The best way is to pick a time and be consistent with that time. And then your audience will get used to seeing that time. And then like once you build up enough of an audience, like Instagram business insights will tell you like, hey, like your audience is, it'll change, it'll fluctuate to fit when your audience is going to be on and stuff. And usually sometimes that might help, but the best thing you can do is pick a time and be consistent. And then the next best thing is to test. Like I always test because my time is constantly changing for some reason, because I haven't been as consistent like I should be. Consistency, y'all. But like I'll post like a certain time and then next week it won't do so great, so I have to test another time. So you just need to be testing, like test it for a week. So let's say you want to post at 9 a.m. post at 9 a.m. for a week. Even try it for 2 weeks to see how well it does. And then after that, pick another time. So like try 1 p.m. and then post that way for a week and see if it did better or worse. And then you'll see, like, as you keep testing, you'll see which time works best for your audience and then post at that time. Keep it with that time. Be consistent with that time.
All right. I love it. Hey, Teray had two great questions, right? So I'll do one at a time. First one she said is, do you automate your posts?
Yes. Automation. I love automation. Automation is a time saver. It's a lifesaver. You need to be automating. When I started my Instagram, I was not automating my posts. I was posting every single day and it was exhausting. And I don't want that for you. So you need to find like there's plenty of automation platforms that you can use. You can test different ones as well, because I've had to test a few to see which one works best for me. But I automate my posts. And if you don't, like, it's going to take way too long and way too much time. So definitely automate your posts.
All right. I love it. Trey had another question earlier I didn't get to, so I want to make sure I brought it up. You kind of answered already, because she was asking where you got your pictures and video from. But you talked about how you take those pictures yourself. You got, so you say you got a small area by the window. I don't know. This stuff look like General Mills photography studio. You say you got a small little spot by the window.
Yep.
But can you talk to us for a second just about how important images are? Because I think a lot of times people say, all right, I'm on Instagram, but the pictures are fuzzy, they out of focus, or they cloudy, or they like, just like bad stock images. How important is to actually, is great images or great video to actually being able to grow that page?
Yeah, so Instagram is a visual platform. So people come on to see like what stops them from scrolling is something that catches their eye. So it needs to be eye-catching. It doesn't have to be fancy whatsoever. There's plenty of people that I follow who I mean, you could tell they have basic lighting. It's just a basic photo. Like, they literally just took their phone and took a picture of the food, and that was it. And they'll get like thousands of likes. So it really depends. What I will say, it needs to be clear. You need to see exactly what it is. And if you can't get fancy lighting equipment, which I don't really use, just use natural lighting, but make sure it's clear. It's clear. And if you can get like an editing tool, there's like free ones on iOS and Google Play. There's free editing tools that you can use just to like maybe brighten some of the colors here and there. And they're free, so utilize them. But nothing has to be fancy. You don't have to get a bunch of equipment. You really don't. But it needs to be clear, and the colors need to pop, so that when it'll stop them from scrolling, they'll stop and be like, "Ooh, what's that?" and then land on your page.
All right. And just for clarity, Teray said all of these your pictures. So on the Vegan What page, they're yours, but on the Young Vegan Treats, you said you kind of curate content from around Instagram, right?
Yeah, so even with Vegan What, sometimes I'll curate content just to give myself a break. It'll mostly be like videos. I'll curate videos on my Vegan What page because video content does better on Instagram and it gets way more views. So I'll curate some video content from other people, but like I would say 99% of the pictures on Vegan What are mine. And then for the other page, the Yum Vegan Treats page, it's all curated content. And we should definitely, if I had more time, I would talk about curating content, how it can boost your content, but that's like another conversation.
All right, guys. And we'll take this last question. Then we got, like I said, one more big announcement. Anthony said, how far in advance do you automate? Sometimes platforms lose your data, like when you're setting up your audiences on Facebook ads and such. So how far do you actually plan to automate your content?
With my Vegan What page, I try to do like a week or two in advance. But with my Yum Vegan Treats page, since I'm curating content, I try to do like a month in advance. And I mean, you can test, like that's why I say test these auto posting platforms, test them. So you can schedule like a week in advance and see how well it does and make sure it doesn't lose your content. And then if it works out fine, then try 2 weeks and then try a month and see. Just to give you want to automate as much as you possibly can, just to give yourself time and relieve some of the pressure off of you. And it's one less thing you have to do.
All right. Awesome. So again, guys, if you missed this or you just came in a few minutes late, I wanted to make sure you saw it down in the comments. We have it pinned. Stephanie has given us her free Instagram posting strategy checklist for you guys. The free Instagram posting strategy checklist. All you gotta do is scroll down below, click the link, and get your hands on it. Do not miss it. Don't think you're gonna get it later. Take advantage of it now while it is up and while it is available before you forget. This is gonna be the first step to beginning to grow a page that's influential, a page that's large, a page that has a lot of followers, a page that's gonna help you actually convert more of your leads into buyers, customers, in community, right? Because like I said, a lot of you went through the sales challenge. As I dissected, you not have a sales problem, you actually had a traffic problem. So it's just one of many ways you can drive traffic to your page. All right, so again, I want to tell you guys I appreciate you. My name is Lamar Tyler, creator and founder of Traffic, Sales, and Profit, here with Stephanie Williams-Johnson. Stephanie, any last words you want to share before we wrap?
I just want to wish everyone good luck with growing your Instagram pages. Make sure that you're consistent, and please check out my free IG posting strategy checklist. It will help you, and it's free, so grab it now. And I just want to thank everyone, and I want to thank you, Lamar, for having me on.
You're welcome. All right, guys, and like I said, if you want to connect with Stephanie, how can they connect and how can they find you, Stephanie?
You can find me all over social media at Vegan What. It's all one word, Vegan What. And then you can find me at stephanie@veganwhat.org if you want to email me.
All right, y'all. So there we have, again, another amazing Lunch and Learn. We are joined next week on October 8th by Nicole Brown from Izzy and Liv. Nicole's paid the cost to be the boss, right? She's killing it online. Y'all know her from TSP and TSP events. And she's speaking of game plans. She'll be back with us on October the 8th, live from Jersey. I want to tell you guys, we appreciate you. Make sure you're showing up every week to put time investing into your business to be able to grow what you have from where it is to where you want it to be. Again, my name is Lamar Tyler, creator and founder of Traffic, Sales, and Profit. We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot, Stephanie. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.